Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to my channel. This is my first time video recording and it happens to be in the midst of quarantine. So I made a handy dandy little list in case you guys are as bored as I am during this time. 10 things that you can do during quarantine. Okay, I realize a lot of people right now are either bored or scared or waiting for the end of the world to happen. I know we've spent $600 or so stocking up for what we think is going to be the end of the world. And I know a lot of people are praying or they're worried about relatives. So I get it, but I think that instead of worrying ourselves crazy, it would be a great idea right now to just relax and use this extra time to spend doing stuff that maybe you've wanted to do for a while and you just haven't. So my number one thing is clean. This process probably lasted about 5 days. I know many of you are probably finished with cleaning your house now. But it wasn't just like the typical cleaning. Like, yeah, I did the dishes. Yeah, I did the laundry. I washed my bed sheets. I vacuumed. I dusted. And then I started to deep clean things that nobody really wants to do, like clean your baseboards or switch out light bulbs. So I started to get kind of creative whenever it came to that. Then the second thing that I did was purge. So I kind of like Marie Kondo'd it. I went through everything. I went through books that I had, old textbooks, I sold them. I made a garage sale pile for whenever all of this is all over. I tried on clothes, tried on everything in my closet, and I basically ask myself, do I love it? Do I need to keep this? What's the point of this? But I went through everything, dishes, stuff that I keep because it holds like some kind of memory for me. I just felt like I wanted to get rid of stuff. Especially in times like this where I'm like, what is most important? You know, if this were a desperate time, what do I need and what don't I need? So if you can see, I have here, I'll take you with me instead. I have a box of stuff that I'm donating. And I went through bed sheets too. Those are my bed sheets and stuff that I just didn't need for a guest bedroom anymore. Let's put you back. Okay. There we go. The third thing I did was I started to do projects around the house. I recently did my steps and I took out all the carpet, which sounded like a really easy thing. And I thought it was going to be a weekend project and it wound up being like a 3-week project. I ripped out all the carpet and I painted the top of the steps brown and underneath white. And then I put like a runner down the carpet. So that was a project that I took on while I was teaching during the school year. So for those of you that don't know, I'm a teacher and obviously right now we are not teaching. So the next thing that I'm going to do, and I will be sure to put this on my channel as well, I have the ugliest countertops. They're like brown granite, just gross. So I'm going to be putting contact paper on them and trying that out and seeing how resistant contact paper is on a kitchen counter. I'm also going to be doing the backsplash a different color as well. So you guys can check that out above. But yeah, I started to do the projects that I haven't done before. I painted my fireplace white. I did a whitewash on it. Now's the time to get those projects around the house done. You're bored, and what I would do is make a list of all the things that you need to get done, and I would start. The next thing I did was read. A lot of times I read on my phone, and there are those like cheap books that actually don't teach you anything and you're just reading to kind of avoid what's going on. Those are the books I usually read. But I actually discovered Lisa Turker's It's Not Supposed to Be This Way. I read through this and I marked up everything that really applied to me. She is really good at just being real. And I notice a lot of times if I read a religious book, it seems like those people are perfect. And I know that a lot of us are not even close. So it was really refreshing. It's not supposed to be this way, finding unexpected strength when disappointments leave you shattered. So this is a highly appropriate book for right now. Maybe you don't have a job, maybe things are unsure for you, maybe you're going through some relational struggles, maybe your spouse has to work and you don't. There's a lot going on right now, and that book would be a great book. If you are somebody that is religious or Christian or looking for some guidance, that would be a good start. Also, Girl, Wash Your Base. This is a hilarious book, actually. It's very realist, and I can appreciate that. But it's also, so stop believing the lies about who you are so you can become who you were meant to be. There's a chapter for everything. I'm trying to look through. Let me see. The lie, I'm not good enough. So a lot of us struggle with that lie, or the lie, I'm better than you. The lie, no is the final answer. So it's very motivational if you are looking for something to kind of drive you. This is a great book. And it even goes into like, I don't know how to be a mom, or another chapter, I'm not a good mom, which for me, I don't have kids, but it was just really kind of enlightening to get that kind of growth from this. Another lie is I should be further along by now. I know a lot of us are like, man, I should have my master's. Man, I should have that promotion. I should be in a house right now. I should have kids right now. So those are some really great books. The fifth thing is get creative. I know I haven't been creative probably since I was in high school during the summertime. So I'm starting to get back into playing the piano or painting, writing, singing, making music, anything that I can do that I've kind of put on the back burner and told myself like it's not important because you have a job right now, or you've got other things to worry about. So I have gotten creative. I started actually looking up on YouTube different painting classes and taking those. And I'm not the greatest painter, but it was kind of cool because at school, back whenever I was teaching, I had like a painting class on Thursdays, and the kids could come in during homeroom and learn how to paint, and they loved it. So I must be doing something right. Number 6, get outside. Just because you're quarantined in your house doesn't mean that you can't go out in your yard and do yard work. I know that, so the house that we bought was built in 1915, and the trees are probably even older, and our yard's a disaster. My husband killed all the grass because he was going to plant all the grass at once, and then that never happened. It's been raining here for a couple weeks now, and there's so many leaves in our yard from a giant maple tree. That is my next project once it stops raining. Go outside, do some yard work, get tan. I mean, if you see, I'm pale, so it's a good opportunity to get outside, get that vitamin D, and make sure that you aren't just like quarantining yourself inside your house saying that's the end of the world, right?
Let's see.
Hey guys, had to take a coffee break. It hits the soul. Okay, so where was I at? Yeah, get outside. do projects. I know that there's a lot of yard work that we can also do, but my focus last year was on painting the porch, and I knocked that one out, but then it rained this year, and so now all of the porch stuff is like chipping. So, and I want to get out my string lights and be kind of basic for a little bit because I love just sitting out on the porch and having it all lit up and kind of cozy. So I will be doing that whenever summer decides to rear its beautiful face. The next thing, number seven, is family time. So not only did I check on, my brothers, my sisters. Ouch, Majin. It's my cat, Majin. What are you doing? What do you think you're doing? It's not gonna work. His tail is wagging like he's so angry. I'm kind of scared. Sorry. Okay. Back to what we were talking about before. I checked on my sister, my brother, my mom, my dad, the people that we're usually in contact with like a couple times a week. But also make sure that you're checking on your grandparents or your great-grandparents, aunts, uncles. Now is a great time to just like FaceTime them, talk about stuff. We're quarantined here in Kansas City area for 30 days. So it's a good time to just check in, maybe on those people that you only see during the Christmas months and you just want to say hey and hello. I talked to my grandma, good old grandma, on the phone for like 45 minutes to an hour, and it was mostly her talking about the world. But it's still nice to be able to listen and kind of catch up with family. I know that my sister and we used to have movie days, or she'd come over and watch like some ridiculous TV like Ghost Adventures or The Bachelor or the newly renowned, oh gosh, what is that stupid show? Everybody watched it. Now I can't think of it. I'll think of it later. We watched that together as well. So just catch up on some good quality family time, because I know my husband and I are stuck in the house together and we have exhausted everything to talk about, right? So it's time to make those phone calls, especially while he's at work and I have nothing else to do. Call your grandma, call your grandpa, call whoever to just chat with them for an hour, even if it's just once a day. The next thing, number 8, which I am working on, is working out. So before this whole thing happened, I was going to Planet Fitness. I had a gym membership at, so I work for a school district and they have a gym at the school. And that's for free for all employees. So I also did that. And I was coaching, I was like running with the kids, I was trying to work out with the kids, and there were a lot of opportunities to do that. Now it comes down to my self-discipline, which is subpar. So now I'm at the point where I have to rely on like apps and YouTube, and I'm trying to become motivated, but then my husband comes home and we eat cookies and it's 7 p.m. and then we're tired. So I will let you know more on that. But now's the time to work out. Obviously, we can only work out from home. My neighborhood's great during the day, but like I said, it's been raining here a lot lately, so I don't really want to jog or go around the block or anything like that. So, yeah, I basically have an empty room upstairs with a yoga mat and some weights and working on that. So more on that to come. If you have self-discipline, get up, get out of bed, and work your tail off. Now is the time to cook. I said it a million times before. Whenever I was teaching and coaching, I'd get home at 6:30 or 7 at night, and I don't have time to cook dinner, right? So now we're at the point where you have time to cook dinner, honey, and you have time to get in the greens and make a decent meal. In fact, I've used like 3 recipes on Pinterest I thought I was gonna never use in my life. Like, you just save them and you just wait for the day that it's gonna be your perfect futuristic life, right? And you tell yourself, yeah, this is how I'm gonna cook whenever I have kids and my job, study, and everything else. But I actually finally have started cooking. I'm getting into the routine and I'm making sure that we can be consistent at this time, because it's been rough getting like a routine down and not getting up at, 6 o'clock every day to go to work, but getting up at like 10 and then trying to make a breakfast routine. It's been a hot mess, let me tell you, this quarantine. Number 10, the final one, is relax. I have the most difficulty with this. I've actually been journaling recently to try to relax, right? I'm doing a prayer journal. I am listening to the book Get Out of Your Head, because I think it's appropriate right now to get out of my head and really focus on God and what his plans are for me. And his plans are not sit around and wait and worry, right? So I've been reading a lot about that and highlighting in my Bible, journaling. I've been praying a lot, which helps me relax. So right before bed, I'm lifting up all of my concerns to God, making sure that whatever it is I'm worried about, I am just giving it to him before I go to sleep, because I don't want to worry about that all night. I don't want to dream about it. I don't want to wake up the next day with all of the frustrations. I know that with educators, there's some talk about not being paid potentially, and that was a huge concern for me yesterday. Like, what am I going to do? Oh my gosh, there's nothing else for me to do. It's just a lot of not working, not being with the kids. There's everything that you've worked for just kind of is up in the air. So I've been praying, I've been putting on essential oils, kind of being basic, like put on some lavender and relax. Those are my 10 techniques. If you are quarantined, if you are bored, if you are scared right now, it's almost over, right? We're all in this together. We're all at home. We are all bored. Get creative and really reach out to people that you care about. And until I see you guys next time, I hope you all are doing well. I will be praying for you guys. And if you have any questions or comments, please comment below. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you want to see more things about what being quarantined with me looks like. Thanks, guys.